Ask anyone in India where their family's from, and I mean really from. They'll generally name a village, not a city, a village. Maybe your grandfather left it at 40 years of age to find work. Maybe you visited it once for a wedding. Maybe you only know it by its name, the place your parents mention when someone asks, "Aap kahan se hain?" Now, here is a question nobody ever thinks to ask about that village. When did it get its first proper road? Not a highway, not a metro, just a road. A real all-weather road that didn't wash away in the monsoon, because that one question unlocks everything. It's the year the village stopped being isolated, the year a farmer could get his produce to a market without it rotting on the way, the year a sick child didn't depend on someone carrying them on the foot to the nearest town, the year the young people had a real choice about whether to stay or go. For hundreds of millions of Indians, that road wasn't just the infrastructure, it was the moment their village joined the rest of the country. That moment, that 1 year, changed everything for millions of villages. And I wanted a way to find it. This is why I built Connected India. The Indian government has been running PMGSY since 2000, which is India's Rural Roads Mission, connecting villages across the country and recording everything: which village, which district, which year. This database covers all villages that come under the PMGSY program, and alongside the road data, I've also been able to pull in some Census 2011 data. So you can see that each village, how it looked like when the road arrived, the schools, the hospitals, the banks, the population of the village. But the part that makes this really interesting is the satellite data. NOAA, the American Weather Agency, photographs the entire Earth every night, and it measures artificial light. So 0 means darkness, 63 means maximum brightness. Researchers have known for years that the rising night light is one of the best proxies for economic activity in rural areas. So let's find a village and when it got its road, in which year. And let's look at how bright it was from space before and after. And also see maybe a village by village comparison whether this road really made a difference or not.
This is the homepage for Connected India. You could search for any of the village by their name in the search bar. Or if you aren't sure of which village to put, you can just put surprise me. It would randomly pick up a village and take you to that specific village. If you scroll down, I've also put some interesting cards over here, widgets, where it talks about some of the fastest villages to light up, the ones that are among the last ones to be connected, and the ones which have gone from real darkness to light. And then there are just some data points on what this website really does. So let's look up for one of the villages. I will pick up Danasar in Rajasthan. So this is what the village page looks like. Right at the top, the year the road arrived, which is 2007 for them. Then this dark card over here also represents the satellite brightness before the road and after, with the percentage change. So they saw a significant difference in terms of the night light. Below that, a full line chart from 1994 to 2013, and you can see exactly when the inflection point happens. Sometimes it's dramatic, sometimes the village is still on its way. When you scroll down, you also see the Census 2011 data, which type of enterprises, what schools, hospitals, banks, the population, the estimated monthly consumption of that particular village. So it's a snapshot of that village in the time of 2011. If you come down, there is also comparison with the district level data for this specific village in terms of literacy, the agricultural worker share, the night light growth after the road arrived. And there is also comparison on the non-farm enterprise growth, which is also a representation or a proxy of how good the village is doing economically. You can go a level up to the district, and what you see over here is a year by year bar chart of how many villages got connected each year. You can click on any of these and it will show you all the villages for that specific year. You can again click on any of those villages and it will take you to the village page over there. You can go a level up again to the state, which will show you a district by district breakdown, which districts moved the fastest, which had the biggest light growth, and which are probably still catching up. If you go back to the home page, there is also a leaderboard where you can go to the state rankings. So over here, what I represent is at a national level, which states connected the most villages, which had the biggest nightlight growth, which were the earliest movers. So these are different lenses on the same story. I've also put some medals against each of those villages and their names. Now, here's my favorite part. If you go to the home page, there is also a section for comparing villages. So you could come from any of the previous pages and select a village for comparison, or you could type in a name over here. Let's put Danasar. And then let me put Bhata in Chhattisgarh. So what happens over here is you can put two villages side by side. Maybe it could be your village versus your spouse's, or two villages from the same district that got roads in different years. So you get a road year raise, nightlight before and after for both of them, and also a full metrics with a clear winner on each of the dimensions against the census data, as well as on the infrastructure, how each of these villages are doing. If you want to see more of that specific village, you can again go back to that village page. The other interesting thing is, if you want, you can also share this specific village with your family and friends by just copying the link for this from here as well as towards the bottom of the page.
Well, that was the demo. I want to quickly say why building this as a side project was very hard. The data exists, PMGSY records are all public, the NOAA satellite data is public, the Census 2011 data is also public, but stitching together 6 lakh village record across completely different data sets, cleaning it, linking it, loading it, that was a full data pipeline before I could build even a single element of user experience on top of it. And then building a product on top of it, which was a different challenge of its own. How do you make these 6 lakh rows searchable and fast? How do you surface the most interesting stories so someone who's never heard of PMGSY still finds it compelling? And how do you make it a comparison that's easy and the discovery which feels like fun as well? So that is what I spent a lot of time doing. Here's the bigger point though. These kind of databases already exist for dozens of domains in India and elsewhere, especially with respect to health, schools, the agricultural yields. They're all sitting there, publicly available. Almost nobody knows because nobody has made them easy to use. And that is why I felt this project was really fun. Not just like bringing together the data, but bringing this data which could also be consumed by humans. So that was the project. The link is in the description. Go search for your village or your parents' village or your grandparents' village. Look when the road came to that village. See what the satellite data shows you before and after, and share it with your parents, with your friends, with your family members. And if you find something interesting, there is also that share link button that is present on the website. You can compare it against different features between different villages in different districts. So that is what all Connected India was. And there is so much more that I want to build on top of it. Thank you for watching this video. Go try out the website.